From WDTN, the station that's working for you, this is 2 News Now.
All righty. Good morning, everybody. And thank you so much for being here with me. Welcome to 2 News Now. I am your host on this Thursday, December 8th. I'm Alexis Bellamy. This morning, I'm joined by 2 News anchor Lee Jeffries. Lee, good morning.
Good morning, Alexis.
And you know what? I should really be saying I'm so happy I could be joining all of you guys, I guess I should be saying, with my recent time off. I know Kelly and Kayla have really been holding it down for me, and I know they're so happy they're not here today and that I am back, and I'm just so thankful to them. But I'm back, and we have so much to look forward to, you guys. A big show. We are kicking things off with your top 5 stories of the day, as usual. A big one starting off for your top story this morning. The 2025 violent crime statistics for the city of Dayton have been released officially, and they're showing a downward trend, which is something leaders are very excited about. But they still say a lot of work needs to be done around the city. The statistics analyzed aggravated robbery, assault, vehicle theft, and even homicide. Those were the big ones. 2 News reporter Avery Feldman has been on this story all morning. She's been breaking it down for us, and she's going to tell us which stats saw a rise and actually which one saw a decrease. So we'll hear from her in just a few minutes, Lee.
Next up, new dashcam video shows the moments 2 teen girls sped off from police, leading to a high-speed chase in Bowling Green. Officials say a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old stole a staff member's car from a group home. Bowling Green police say around 1:15 Monday morning, they got a hit from a license plate reader for the stolen vehicle. In the video, officials pulled the girls over, but before they get out of the car, the girls sped off, prompting the chase.
That's what we just saw there.
Yeah, it ended after the girls crashed into another vehicle. The teens tried to run, but officials caught them. Both are charged with receiving stolen property, and the 13-year-old is also charged with failure to comply.
And this was one of the crimes that we just talked about just a minute ago. Avery will be breaking this down further for a little bit for us, but car theft, that's another crime. So we're interested to see where that trends as of this year. And in your third top story this morning, some continuing coverage for you, a story we've been on for a while here at 2 News. Benjamin Stuckey, I know you remember that name. He's the former owner of Baker Benji's in Old North Dayton. He was sentenced this morning, you guys, in a Greene County courtroom. He received 4 to 6 years in prison. He must also serve as a Tier 2 sex offender for 25 years. He must also register in person with law enforcement every 180 days while he is on that list. Now, Stuckey was arrested last year for sex crimes against children. I know you guys remember that. We've been talking about that a great deal. He pled guilty to 4 counts of pandering, sexually oriented matter involving a minor back in October. And Julian Jackson will actually be on this story later today. First at 4, he'll have everything you guys need to know to keep up with this.
Yes, I definitely remember that one.
Yeah.
And your 5th top story, an Oakwood lawyer facing multiple charges has been arrested. The U.S. Marshals Service confirmed 50-year-old Matthew Curry was arrested in Birmingham, Michigan, Wednesday afternoon. Curry is accused of 91 counts of voyeurism and taking inappropriate videos of a minor. Police say between January and October of 2024, Curry stalked a 17-year-old girl and recorded her while she was naked in her bedroom. He's also accused of recording other women in his neighborhood, and we're working to learn when he'll be brought back to Ohio to face a judge.
Finally, this final top story this morning. Steve's over there laughing. I see Leah's kind of smiling too. We're talking about the flu. Isn't that interesting?
That's hilarious.
Isn't that interesting? So the Ohio Department of Health has reported, you guys listen to this, more than 1,900 flu hospitalizations in the state so far. Dr. Vanderhoff is blaming much of that on the new strain of influenza called influenza A, dubbed the super flu. And we've heard about the super flu before. We get it every year in a different way, one way or the other. Now, in Columbus, Mount Carmel Hospital says it recorded close to 640 positive flu tests between December 13th and January 3rd. Did you hear that? 640 positive tests. That's a lot. A doctor with Ohio State University says outpatient facilities are also seeing more cases, but that's also a good thing because people are going to the doctor, which is what you want to happen. Doctors say even though this year's flu vaccine does not cover that new strain of the flu, it is still the best defense against getting seriously sick. I will say, I don't know if I can, but go ahead and just take care of yourselves. The flu is no joke. It will put you down if you are the healthiest of people. Don't ask me how I know. I've heard that.
Right.
But please take the flu seriously.
I think it was just a couple of weeks ago we had a fatality of a child here in the Miami Valley. So
exactly
it is no
right.
joke
Serious.
for sure.
And we're going to go ahead and look at weather, one of the big factors in staying healthy. I mean, but thankfully for us, are we dealing with a warm-up trend, Steve? What are we looking at coming
We
up?
are, believe it or not, we're going to get to 60 degrees later on
Oh,
today
that is
into this evening.
beautiful.
And tomorrow, mid-60s. So you guys will love that, right?
Nice.
Yes.
I know I am. You're looking at Live Doppler 2 HD. It's dry here, and it's cloudy. We do have just a couple of showers, light sprinkles across Indiana. I don't expect that here until maybe very late this afternoon, if even then. I think it would be mainly across the northern Miami Valley. But if you look off to our west, you can see a pretty potent system lurking there. It is an area of low pressure and a cold front. And we've had any number of severe thunderstorm watches, tornado warnings. So that is quite a mess out there. And that system will impact us here in the Miami Valley as we get into, especially late tonight and early tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, it is going to be very, very mild. We're cloudy out there. You can see that there from our camera in the downtown area, and temperatures are already in the mid-40s. So here's your forecast for today. Skies will remain mainly overcast throughout the day. Shower possible across the northern Miami Valley as we head into late this afternoon. But again, unseasonably mild. I think we top out in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. Right now, officially, we're at 46. We'll talk more about the rain. It's kind of a two-parter. It's going to come in a 1-2 punch. I'll let you know more about that and have your detailed 7-day forecast coming up.
I almost don't want to know any more about that.
I know,
Steve,
right?
you said a 1-2 punch.
Kind
Why
of a
would we
1-2
wanna
punch,
follow up
right?
on
You
that?
know, but it won't be too bad. Just mainly
Okay.
light rain. So yeah, I'll have
All
more.
right, you said it won't be too
Light.
bad, so we'll take that. All right, thanks, Steve. We'll check back in with you in just a few.
Well, some drivers on the road might have seen a similar sight to what we're about to show early this morning during a dense fog advisory. Police urged drivers to turn their headlights on as dense fog and freezing rain lowered visibility in southern Ontario on Tuesday, January 6th. Environment Canada said between 1 and 5 millimeters of ice could accumulate over several hours of freezing rain continuing through early Tuesday evening.
Now, this just looks like a movie of some sort. Like I don't usually watch like those Final Destination movies, but this looks like one of those.
It's like
those types
eerie,
of-
just-
I think this was a movie, The Mist or something. Man,
Yes, I do
was
remember
a
that.
movie? Yeah, that's this. We don't want any parts
No.
of that. But we are going to turn your attention now to one of the best parts of the show, one of the best parts of the morning, our React to That question for this morning. I said earlier on 2 News Today that we're in a holiday hangover, essentially. So with that being said, what holiday food or drink, you guys, do you wish was available all year round for your comfort? And Kelly this morning, she had a good one. She said peppermint mocha, and that is a good one. That's very exclusive. You can't get that all the time. Lee, do you have one? What is something that you would love to see on the shelves all year round?
I'm going
Food
to
or drink?
copy Kelly. I think mine's just peppermint in general, just
Okay,
like the
yeah.
flavor. What's yours?
I'm an apple cider girl. My dad, I'm always apple cider. He does like eggnog, but also apple cider, but I'm more apple cider.
I love apple cider.
I
That's a
love
good one.
plain. I don't add anything to it. It's warm and
Yes.
it helps when your throat doesn't feel great, you know, for whatever
That's
reason.
always nice.
But please, you guys, chime in, get on the conversation. There's a QR code. I want to know what you guys would like to see on the shelves all year around. All right, we are going to turn now at 11:08 to look ahead to our day ahead this morning. We're circling back to our top story, running it back, the crime stats for 2025 for the city of Dayton. Now, leaders said they are happy that things aren't looking as bad as they were in previous years, but they know there's plenty of work to be done. To tell us a little bit more about some of that, the things that are rising and some of the things that have decreased, 2 News reporter Avery Feldman has been dissecting those numbers all morning long. Avery, good morning.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about what leaders are happy about. What areas are trending downward?
Yeah, so part 1, violent crimes are trending downward right now. We have, in that category, it's considered aggravated assault, aggravated robbery, vehicle theft, and homicide, and they are down 17% right now. But leaders say that it's important to look at an overall 5-year trend, and that is down 15%.
Okay.
Yes.
So what crimes have increased, though? What's the opposite?
We actually do not have any of those right now, which is what we like to see.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure
Yes.
leaders are happy about that.
Exactly. But aggregated robbery has decreased the most at 25%. And then aggregated assault strangulation has decreased the least at 6%.
And Avery, you mentioned that leaders want to be looking at this plan over 5 years. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Why do they say that amount of time? Is there a reason? Do we know?
I think it's just to look at the general trends of the city and how we're doing. The Dayton police did add 25 officers to their roster. So right now they're about 350 officers, which is great for our city. Also, they have some new technology. And then the new mayor, Turner Sloss, says public safety is one of her top priorities for her term.
Okay, and that is probably key as far as it goes to keeping those crimes down. So that is good to know.
Yes.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for that update, Avery. We will learn a little bit more about this for step 4. Alrighty. Before we head to break, Governor Mike DeWine has made his own endorsement. We've learned he's endorsed Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy to succeed him. DeWine said Ramaswamy will help keep Ohio's momentum in the job market. He also added his pick for Lieutenant Governor, Rob McCauley, will bring respect of the General Assembly and geographical balance to the ticket. Currently, Ramaswamy sits as the front-runner to face Democratic front-runner Dr. Amy Acton, the state's former Department of Health doctor who served under DeWine during the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. And with that, we are going to take a quick break now at 11:11. When we get back, we have a very special guest with such an inspiring story to tell and another look at weather, that warming trend Steve was talking about. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
Welcome back, everybody. I've actually really missed this part of the show. We've got the countdown to the 2026 Winter Olympics. We're back. Look at that view. I've really missed seeing that, actually. Isn't that lovely? So now, oh my gosh, time has just flown by. The opening ceremony is only 29 days away. Next year's games, known as the Milano Cortina 2026, will take place in northern Italy from February 6th to February 22nd. And of course, those Paralympic Games are up next. They start on March 6th and will last to March 15th of 2026. Those events happen in Milan and all over the mountain resort of Cortina. And just a reminder, you guys, those games, when they kick off in less than a month, which is absolutely crazy,
Unbelievable.
you can watch them right here on WDTN Plus and WDTN.
We are your home, right?
We
for
are
the
your
Olympics.
home.
All right. Well, we're going to be home today for what you're going to talk about right now.
Yeah, Lee,
Yes.
take it away.
If you saw these lights last night, you don't need to worry. It is just SpaceX's Starlink. Starlink is a satellite internet service that uses a constellation of low Earth orbit satellites to provide high-speed internet access. The service extends primarily to remote and rural areas.
Now, we're showing this because locally, this is really something to see. That does look like what people probably think it was. I don't know if anyone saw Hercules, but this looks like when the stars lined up in the sky. But people were calling the police about it.
I saw that.
Yeah, so that's why we just wanted to share. That's what this was. And it's really something to look at, too. I think I'd be concerned if I looked up and just saw that and didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I guess it's like that for a little while, right? Until they
Yeah,
finally
and then
go
they
into their
just-
final orbit or whatever, however they move them
And then
about.
it goes. But no, that's something. So, Steve, if we were outside looking at this last night, would we have enjoyed ourselves or would we have rushed back inside? I don't think it was too bad last night, was it?
No,
I was asleep. So
it wasn't that bad. We did have a kind of a heavy frost out there early this morning, but
We
we're
did.
already
That
yeah.
shocked me this morning.
I actually thought it was kind of a layer of snow. I mean, when I looked out my window, I'm like, it
don't
was
say
supposed
that.
to snow last night, and then I looked a little closer, and it was frost.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, let's talk about our weather here. It's cloudy out there. Not going to be a day where we're going to see much, if anything, in the way of sunshine from here on out. At least we are dry at the moment. But not all that far away. We are looking at some showers, even a few thunderstorms, especially look at that system there over parts of Kansas, down into Oklahoma, Missouri, parts of Arkansas, a fairly powerful area of low pressure and a cold front that has triggered a number of severe thunderstorm warnings and even some tornado warnings. I'm not expecting severe weather here in the Miami Valley once that gets here. That area of low pressure is really going to lift sharply off to the north and east, but we are going to get some rain from this and certainly very gusty winds. Look right now at our severe weather alerts, and you can see that area shaded in yellow, that is a tornado watch. And then the area shaded in orange indicate severe thunderstorm warnings. And of course, the area we're looking at right now is Oklahoma and the southeast corner of Kansas, parts of Missouri, and even Arkansas. We're cloudy right now, as you can see from our camera there. At our Goodwill Easter Seals West Campus there in Trotwood, 46 degrees, dew point of 38, winds out of the south-southeast right now at 15. And that gives us a wind chill of 40 degrees. Here's a look at temperatures around the area. And look at Springboro already in the lower 50s. We're going to warm through the 50s and get right around 60 degrees later on this afternoon and this evening. Here's Future Track. And really not looking at much until we get to maybe late this afternoon. Could be a spotty shower across mainly the northern Miami Valley. It won't really be until tomorrow morning. And unfortunately, timing not great there. This is the morning rush on your Friday. There's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, that cold front coming through at that point. Here's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And by 9 o'clock, it's out of here. And then we won't get that second punch until a bit later. That will come as we get into the day there on Saturday. Your forecast today will top out at 60 degrees. Lots of applause here in the studio for that. Mostly cloudy with that spotty shower late. And then as we head into tonight, down to 55 degrees. And tomorrow, how about this? 64, but cloudy with showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm. A quick look at that 7-day forecast. And we will start to cool down the second half of the weekend, more like this time of year. But hey, let's take it today and tomorrow, right?
Absolutely.
60s.
Absolutely. If living in Ohio has taught me one thing, it's to really accept and be happy with the 60s and take them when you can.
And the good news, too, here is that, right, it's like, 60 1 minute, 30 the next, 65 the next,
What do people say if you don't like the weather in Ohio? Just give
wait.
it a minute, a second. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Right.
Thanks, Steve. All right, moving right ahead. Listen to this. 3 suspects are in custody now in connection with a break-in at the home of Browns rookie Shedeur Sanders. The Medina County Sheriff's Office says there is a 4th suspect who is still on the run with an active warrant for his arrest. The break-in happened on November 16th, and Sanders is just one in a string of professional athletes who have had their homes broken into while they are away from home. And that is, of course, unsettling, regardless of who you are or what you do. So Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow's home was also ransacked back in December of 2024. I don't know if you remember hearing about that, Lee, but that was another big one.
I also remember hearing that police call that was made. Yeah, that was just...
And then seeing all the stuff that they had stolen from him, the chains and things.
I mean, it's crazy. Next up, a unique scam is starting to make its way to consumers. This is how the scam works. Shoppers click on an ad to buy a product. They then make a purchase on the company's website. But after the card is charged, customers report receiving an email that the product is out of stock and a refund is on the way, but that money never actually shows up. In some cases, the product ad and the website were never real, and now a scammer has access to your personal financial information. The BBB recommends vetting the ad and looking up the website yourself instead of just clicking directly on it.
Yep. Okay, it is 11:19 now, and we're turning to an incredible story of inspiration and resilience. Those are 2 really good words that I like to use to describe this. Dr. Tiffany Thompson of Kettering had her own personal bout with breast cancer towards the end of 2019. She went through countless medical appointments. She did the therapy. Everything that she experienced really impacted her to the point where she knew she had to do something about it, and she decided to write a book about what she saw and how it impacted her. She's here this morning to talk to us a little bit more about her latest venture and what she hopes it will do for people right here in the Miami Valley. Dr. Thompson, good morning.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
We're so thankful that you are here. So you've really, like I said, you've had truly an incredible journey. Thank you for being on and sharing with us. We know that your experience with breast cancer played a role in writing your book that you actually brought here. Can you see it? Thank you so much for bringing this with us. But something else went into putting this book together. Will you talk about your experience in the medical professional?
Yes, so I was an oncology certified nurse, and I thrived in cancer care. I loved everything about it. I loved caring for my patients. I had the privilege of leading teams that cared for cancer patients. And I was a director of nursing with the Kettering system when I was diagnosed, and I was at the height of my career. I was just living my calling. And so that diagnosis hit me at a difficult time, and I felt incredibly threatened. But I felt prepared because of the knowledge that I had, because of the experience that I had as a nurse. I thought I knew what to expect when it was me. But I didn't know more than I knew. And I found out that lived experience truly trumps education every time. And but I will say that as I went through my journey, I realized how incredibly blessed I was to have the experience that I had, to have the education I had. I had the privilege of knowing my physicians and being able to handpick my team. And the weight of that blessing hit me in a new way as I walked through the experience of cancer. And I realized that most women probably didn't have that blessing. And so I got really curious about how my experience compared to other people's experience. And I put a survey out to several breast cancer communities, and the feedback that I got was absolutely tremendous. And it really demonstrated the realities of what women face going through breast cancer. And many of their stories resonated with my own. And I thought, I'm going to write a book about this and share their experiences along with my own story, and help people understand the realities and the truths of facing such an overwhelming diagnosis.
That's truly beautiful. And then what were some of the challenges that you felt you faced when you were writing your book?
Oh, my goodness. Well, it started, again, out of that curiosity and sharing that data from the survey that I got. Now, I want to just say it wasn't a validated scientific research study or anything like that. It was just anecdotal feedback from survivors. But as I started writing, I started feeling really compelled to share my own story. And I'm a firm believer that we go through things in life for a reason, that there's purpose in our pain. And I learned some really hard lessons as I walked through the breast cancer journey. And the majority of those lessons came actually after active treatment, after the last drop of chemo, after my last radiation treatment. And while I was prepared, I think, for the physical aspects of cancer, I wasn't prepared for the emotional and psychological and spiritual challenges that followed. And while I was walking through those, I learned so much, and I felt like I needed to share that with readers. So writing the book was extremely healing. It was painful. If you read the book, you'll see that it's very vulnerable, and I was very honest about the realities of facing such a trying time.
And I will say, this will be the last thing I say and I ask you before we go, before my producer wraps this up, but I love the way you entitled it, Held, Faith, Medicine, and a Life Rewritten by Cancer. If you could, in one word, describe what this book, what you hope it will do for people, what would that word be and why?
Oh, I don't know if I could do it in one word, but I would say that it helps people feel seen and validated in their own experience. Cancer changes everything. And when we face it initially, we may not know what to expect. And it completely changed the course of my life. So that's why I chose Rewritten as a part of the title.
Thank you again, Dr. Thompson, so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on and sharing. And thank you so much for this copy. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are going to take a quick break. When we get back, we've got a quick look at what's coming up in Living Dayton. And of course, those React to That responses. What do you guys want to see on the shelves all year round? Don't go away. All right, you guys, what holiday treats do you miss seeing on the shelves all year round? Getting straight into it. We have some good ones. So listen to this. Jessica says she wants to see those white chocolate dipped Oreos all the time.
Oh.
Okay, those are special. Can get with that. Ann says eggnog ice cream. That's unique and for sure something I do not think I would try, but if that's what you like, cool. Catherine says peppermint everything. Oh,
Yes.
Lee, you.
Yes,
Okay, so
exactly.
Ann, Lee, and Kelly all want peppermint everything. Okay, so we're going to turn now to a look at what is coming up in a Living Dayton. Before we ask Emily what she wants to see on the shelves year-round, she's going to tell us who's in the kitchen to help us stay on top of our goals for this year.
Yes, that's right. And Shanice D. Ireland will be in the kitchen. She's going to give us those great recipes to help you stay on track, stay healthy, and keep to those goals that you have for 2026.
8 days into the new year, that is wildly important.
I know.
Emily, thank you so much. We'll see that and so much more coming up on Living Dayton. Thanks for being here, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 11. Have a good one.